What is up, Planeswalkers? Therex6 back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena. Don't forget to head on over to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. It's a good deal, helps support the channel. Now, today, we finally got the stuff resolved, so we're going to be playing Red-White Prison. This is by far the most voted for deck that people wanted to see. And essentially it was white-based Prison, and what I found was a really interesting deck done, again, by Ali Antrazi. Dude makes really cool decks. Once again, the link to his YouTube channel will be down in the description below. I believe he also streams. He's a really cool dude. Fun. He makes fun decks. He made Chromat Black and things like that. So this deck, essentially, aims to make it so your opponent kind of can't play the game. Now, is that a mean thing to do? Maybe. But people wanted to see this deck, so here it is. The goal of the deck is to control your opponent and blow up their lands. The win condition of this deck is Dawn of Hope, making a bunch of tokens, or Banefire, burning them to death. Or, technically, the win condition is your opponent conceding because you blow up all their lands. So, anyway, let's get into the actual deck. We're playing 2 Azor's Gateway. At first, I wasn't entirely sure about this card, but it does gain life for what it's worth, and it does filter your draws. Additionally, you are able to potentially, if you do end up gaining the life, make it so you can start gaining stupid amounts of life in conjunction with Dawn of Hope. It's kind of like the way you get to your win condition. 4 treasure maps are very important to make sure we're hitting the specific cards that we want to see, and the fact that it draws us further down is really helpful. 2 Banefires, as I said, it's one of the win conditions of the deck. It also can help you just to kind of get rid of any pesky creatures that you might need to deal with. 3 Dawn of Hopes, kind of the main win condition, I think, in the deck. You can make blockers with it in the earlier game, and late game you're able to just kind of snowball with the fact that the soldiers have lifelink. You're going to be able to start drawing cards. 3 Seal Aways, a nice early game removal option for pretty much anything, any creature. 4 Thaumatic Compass, just an amazing card. The fact that it gains you lands and it doubles as a nice like pseudo removal against a lot of creatures is very, very helpful. 3 Deafening Clarions, you need it. There are going to be very aggressive decks, and you're going to need to be able to destroy them. 2 Crucible of Worlds. This is a way to get back Field of Ruin and Memorial to War to blow up your opponent's lands more. Is it mean? Maybe. Is it good? Yes. 3 Ixalan's Binding. When you need to get rid of something and every other version of that card in your opponent's decks, turn to Ixalan's Binding. It's like the prison card. Literally. Jace is like stuck in a prison, essentially. The Immortal Sun. Look at the little theme. It stops Planeswalkers, which is helpful. It makes our threats cost a little bit less, and it does draw us additional cards to make sure we can maintain that advantage over our opponent. Very, very strong, especially in the main deck here. 4 Haphazard Bombardments. This blows things up. It can't hit enchantments, which is potentially important, but it does just destroy creatures if you need to, and lands because you want to. Star of Extinction does both. Star of Extinction is like the cornerstone of this deck. That's why we are running 4. I needed a couple of them. That's why we were waiting on this video. You destroy a land, and pretty much every creature in Planeswalker, unless of course the creature's indestructible, you are going to be getting rid of a lot of value here. It's very nice. This is our mana base. It is 24 lands total. The Evolving Wilds are very helpful with Crucible of Worlds. You're going to be able to thin out the rest of your deck. 2 Arch of Orazca to help out, especially in the control matchups where you want to make sure that you are staying ahead of them on card advantage. 2 Field of Ruins. Or, excuse me, 1 Field of Ruin. This is nice because it gets rid of anything specific early, because as you can see, Memorial to War does cost a little bit more. But this can get rid of pesky things earlier than Memorial to War can. Memorial to War can get rid of anything, including basics. So what you do is, you blow up their basics, and then you get your Memorial back with Crucible of Worlds, and then you keep blowing up their basics until they have no lands. And then they concede. And you're a bad person. But, it's interesting. Yeah, it's very controlling deck, we'll say. This is our sideboard. 3 Dampening Spheres. This card, I believe, is mostly helpful against the Is It Drake's deck, as well as potentially if you're going up against any like Storm deck. It really shuts them down pretty hard. 4 History of Benalia is helpful when you're facing off against Control or any other deck that is probably going to be taking out all of the removal. It's a nice way to just sneak in under them. An additional Deafening Clarion for those decks that are super aggressive. 2 Rekindling Phoenix is very helpful against Control as well as other mid-range matchups where your board wipes aren't going to do as well, and your Banefires aren't going to matter as much. So that's why you'd bring those in. 1 Cleansing Nova. I might actually think that this should be at 2. I'm not entirely sure. But this is, you bring this in my experience, with the Carnage Tyrant. Carnage Tyrant is really annoying, as well as when your opponent is playing Enchantment Matters decks. So if your opponent is also playing an Enchantment heavy deck, maybe Mill, for example, then you can go ahead and bring in Cleansing Novus to deal with those. 2 Lyras, great against control and super red aggro, and then 2 more Banefires, because sometimes Dawn of Hope just doesn't really get there against control, and you need to maximize your ability to bring in answers against, or threats against control, I should say. Now, because I want to maximize the number of videos I'm playing, or number of games I'm playing with this, I am going to do best of ones. That said, this has like a fully functional sideboard, so you know you might want to keep that in mind when making this deck. And it's not super easy to sideboard against, right? So this is a fine hand. We have kind of everything that we need. We would like a treasure map. But if our opponent's aggressive, we have Deafening Clarion, and if they're not, we do have Banefire. And it looks like they're aggressive. Alright, so this Deafening Clarion will definitely help. Haha, definitely help. And another one is nice. So we're going to take a little bit of chunk here. But hopefully not too much. We do, as I said, we do need to gain a way to draw cards right now. Do I want to take 3 and have them commit a little bit more to the board? I think I do. One thing I am a little scared about is them getting out an Experimental Frenzy. Alright. So we're going to be able to wipe all this away with our Clarion. They're going to be left with 3 cards in hand. Some of you might be curious as to why I click both of those. I click both of them because I want to make sure that the damage one actually like works. So risk factor, I don't really want to go 6, so I think I have to decline that, unfortunately. Hopefully our opponent can't add to the board. Alright, sure. That's not too bad. So I want to save Binding for an Experimental Frenzy. I really don't like the idea of Firebrand being out. So I honestly might just Deafening Clarion. It's possible I should have just Deafening done 3. Banefire can take care of something slightly larger, which is why I think I should save it. Go to 8. Yeah, I don't think I can let him keep that alive. There have been a lot of interesting changes announced for Arena. Not everyone was happy about all of them. There are rank changes. Essentially, there's not going to be a ranked best of 3, which is unfortunate in my opinion. They're changing the way the events are structured and rewarded. And that could be very bad. A lot of people... So when I first saw it, I thought it was okay. They're essentially getting rid of ICRs and making them more streamlined. I literally can't take that damage. Huh. Alright, so I do need to Banefire this for 2. I have to play this tapped. And I have to Hoped. Yeah, unfortunate. But, yeah, it looks like we're dead. So the streamlining the event rewards and buy-in. And, yeah. And they're getting rid of ICRs. Now, when I first saw it, I thought, it seems reasonable, but there has been a lot of discussion on the subreddit that I haven't been able to comb over perfectly just yet. A lot of people don't like it, so it's possible that I'm just incorrect of my assessment. Found my Pop-Tart. Alright. They're also adding, like, bot personalities to draft, which, since I don't really draft much, it didn't affect me much, but I think that's a very good thing. Tapped. So we will probably treasure map next turn. That makes sense. Opponent on Bant of some sort. Bant of some sort. Oh, yeah. For sure. So we have Ixalan's Binding to deal with whatever value play my opponent is hoping to do here. Gift of Paradise? Sure, that is fine. I'm fine with that. Let's go ahead and play this out, and play this out. So next turn we can Ixalan's Binding something if we'd like. Let's see if we can play Teferi. Yep. So we're going to try and Teferi. Or we're going to try and Binding the Teferi. Unfortunately, my opponent is going to have access to 3 mana. So we're probably going to get Counterspell. This is probably a matchup we're going to lose. Alright. Does it have... Yeah, cool. So as long as our opponent doesn't have enchantment removal, which they're playing Bant, so they very well could, we might never have to deal with a Teferi again. But we might have to deal with Tatiova. That's fine. We can kill her with Banefire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only need to do it for 4, so... wouldn't it suck if I just got Spell Pierced? I don't need another star just yet. Seal Away is good, but I do think it's correct to just Banefire this. Because I don't want them getting any more value than they already have with it. So, next turn we can Haphazard Bombardment for what it's worth. Oh yeah, it's Bant Nexus of Fate. Awesome. Well, luckily, that Nexus of Fate essentially just gave them a Field of Ruin, as long as they don't keep casting Nexus of Fate. Oh, this is the Noxious deck. This is Turbo Lands. I need to be careful about that. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Do I think I just haphazard here. Because I don't want to spend all my treasures. So I don't think that this deck plays counterspells, for what it's worth. That's fine. Alright, so I'm going to try and cut them off white. And failing that, I guess I will try and cut off some green here as well. They also did give me access to Azor's Gateway. Ooh, big hits. Big hits. They can, since I blew that up, they can flip that. But I can Star of Extinction it, so... Essentially, as long as I don't die, like, here, then I should be able to put ourselves in a really good situation since I have Star of Extinction. But I think our opponent might be calculating out that I'm dead. Not what I expected, but I'm fine with that because my opponent is... Those are all going to die. So it looks like they're playing a slightly different version. Alright, so we're going to put a Seal Away in there. Yeah, we're just going to blow that up. Au revoir. And I could, like, sack tokens and stuff, but I don't need to just yet. Now they can't play anything worth double white. I think this triggers on 2, right? As long as you... Yep, 2. So I have a 50-50 that I'm going to blow up their thing. So let us Thaumatic Compass. So I already have a 2-drop in there, so I don't actually need to do that. So I'm actually going to draw a card. I guess technically I should have done it first, but... and I'll play another Thaumatic Compass. Yeah, I'm fine with that. And I don't need to get an extra land out. I think I have plenty of lands. Alright, so unfortunately they still have white, but next turn we can blow it up. Darn. I will say, yep, Cleansing Nova does hurt the hell out of this deck. Yeah, that's fine. So I do need a way to get rid of that Teferi. Dawn of Hope helps. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so I'm actually just not gonna play Treasure Map here, I don't think. Because I can double up on Dawn of Hope creatures. Yeah. Yeah, Cleansing Nova does hurt.
Hurry.
So no, I guess it's just Bant Turbofog. It's not the lands deck. Yep, just Bant Turbofog. This deck is potentially going to get real annoying once Azorius and Simic come out. Alright. And this is kind of our win condition against Teferis. That's kind of what we wanted to see, because now they don't have double blue. So now, we can blow up their land. I guess technically we should have hit the island. Yeah, we should hit the island. Goodbye, Teferi.
I won't let you win.
I don't think you have a choice. I don't need that. Alright, so they could cast another Teferi, but we do have an active Dawn of Hope. So yeah, I should have blown up their island. It's a harder hit, but we do have Memorial to War to do it next turn. Yeah, and that's fine, because we still get to blow them up. Crucible of Worlds would be nice. Gonna go ahead and do this first. Immortal Sun is also quite good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would rather blow up their land first than play an Immortal Sun. Why did I target that again? Oh my gosh. Whoops. That's fine. Everything's fine. Yeah, I mean, they still would have been able to do it, for what it's worth, if they did, if I did blow up the correct land. But so they might have a counter here for my Immortal Sun, which would suck. Don't need that. Do you have a counterspell? Cool. Nope. I'm going to draw a card. I don't want to play this other treasure map, because another Cleansing Nova sucks. We are not going to be able to burn our opponent to death just yet. We would need way too much mana. We already did use a Banefire. Yep, Nexus Fate, sure. I mean, they essentially did nothing that turn, right? That was just a redraw. Okay. Alright, so they drew a card, and played a land. They didn't get any other value out of it. So, I mean, they're just twiddling the thumbs. At some point, they're going to not have a Nexus of Fate. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they need to play a land and have Nexus of Fate. And then they're still not really doing anything. Alright, so they can't Nexus of Fate this turn. Oh, look, it's a search for us, can't it? And I get to start drawing more cards. Ooh, Haphazard Bombardment is helpful. So, we are going to play Arch of Orazca. Yes. We're going to... do we want to draw or do we want a bombardment first? I guess we draw first. Yeah, it's a pretty bad draw. Alright, so we are going to bombardment. One, two. So we could 3-4, or we could still try and get rid of Teferi, because our Immortal Sun is not safe. So I actually think it's correct to try and get rid of Teferi as well. And we're going to go for that one. And we will... No, we're not going to treasure map. Because we can just activate Dawn of Hope and try to kill them like that. Yeah, as you can see, this is a kind of slow deck, but it's meant to be. I guess we should have waited on that, just because we could have blown up Search for Escant as well, but I'm not too worried about it. And maybe I should have been. Can he want to? So he can't Search for Escanta and Nexus of Fate in the same turn just yet, so. Oh right, my creatures are bigger as well. That's awesome. Crucible of Worlds is nice to see. The deck doesn't run Reliquary Tower for what it's worth. Interesting. Debated. Now I can use my Deafening Clarion. Sure. Double block all you want. Chose not to block. Also reasonable. Do I want to draw a card? What kind of question is that? Of course I do. And let's blow them up. Au revoir. And let's blow them up. Au revoir. Oh gosh, I have another one. Let's hit that. Let's go ahead and play Crucible of Worlds. And let's go ahead and play Memorial to War.
Hey,
Goodbye, Teferi.
was uncalled for.
So now, even if they get an answer to my Immortal Sun, they can't do much with it. That's fine. They only have 4 mana. Sure, next fate. Have fun with that. Yeah, this deck is mean. This deck is not for the faint of heart. If you don't like seeing your opponent not be able to play spells, don't play this deck. But if you do play this deck. We're gonna play one more game. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Definitely fun build, and if you want to see more of the deck piloted by someone who is significantly a better player than I am, definitely check out, I think the channel is Think Twice. That's where Ali Antrazi uploads his Twitch VODs, or check him out on stream. That is Ali Antrazi. This hand is really slow. I cannot justify keeping this hand. This hand's fine. Yeah, that's okay. So we're going to start off with a Plains. I just get it now, because I don't really care. And then we can follow that up with a Thaumatic Compass, I think. Black-green, so we're probably going up against Golgari. Yep. Potentially bad. But, blowing up their lands is really good. Jade Light. Yeah, the problem is they could just have a really nice curve and kill the hell out of us. So that's a thing. Yeah, so flipping Thaumatic Compass is probably, like, priority number one. Do I play another Compass? Or do I put this in untapped and get another Compass? I think I put this in tapped and play another Compass. I'm not sure about that, but... yeah, I think we're just dead. That's one of the weaknesses of this version. It doesn't have great mid-range fighting. Oh god. Please dump that in the trash. They didn't dump it in the trash. Okay, so that's nice to see. So we can Banefire, because we're dead if we don't. So we have to Banefire for 3. Alright, so we need to draw a lot of lands and Star of Extinction before we die. It's going to be hard because we're dead on board. Seal Away helps. That is very true. We can Compass up for a Plains here and play the Plains. Seal Away doesn't actually help enough, so we're dead. I'm gonna play another game. Oh my god, it's someone in silver. They exist. The rumors were true. Liar, lawyer, mirror for ya. I'll keep this. Yeah. What's the difference? Boom, boom. Oh god, it's another aggro deck. Shoot. Let us go with a basic Plains. Who are you to wave your finger? You must have been out your head. Oh, there's like a glow. Oh, I did like a glow thing. Oh. It's gone now. I'm gonna, like, die and stuff? I guess I treasure map? Because treasure map, like, ramps me better, technically. I would love to see... board wipe here? I would love to see board wipe here. For that reason, do I even treasure map now? I don't think I even treasure map now. I think I just draw. Darn. So I think here I treasure map and Thaumatic Compass. Alright, so that's nice. So we know what we're drawing next turn. We can Thaumatic Compass here. We can still use treasure map next turn. Draw our Deafening Clarion. Wipe their board. Alright. So we are in business. As long as we don't die a horrible, horrible death. We're going down to, what, 9? So we died a 3 Burny spells. I'm going to go ahead and give you some cards there, Chief. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, so unfortunately that one's going to ping me in the face. That was dumb. Why would I do this now? I should have waited until after I drew, so I could figure out what I was drawing next turn. It's fine, it's fine. All right, so we're going to go down to 8. 8 is not really different from 9. It does mean we die to Shock and 2 3 damage burn spells, as well as Viashino. You know what? Going down to 8 is actually a big deal. I'm going to shut up. We are incredibly close to death. Yeah, we're dead. Yeah, burn does a number on this deck. I don't know if you can tell. Still, really just trying to show you guys a base of a deck to build with. Again, if this is something that interests you, I definitely suggest checking out Ali Antrazi's channel, so you can get a little bit more acquainted with the deck. Ask him about any changes you guys think that should be made in the deck. And as well, I was playing Best of 1, which is not where the deck super shines. I just wanted to get a wider variety of games in. Unfortunately, it was just like against friggin' 2 mono red decks. Anyway, I'd like to thank the lovely patrons for voting on this deck and for their continued support, especially some Salamander and Zoraga. Holy crap. If you'd like to join them in supporting the channel, you'll find links to that in the description down below, as well as links to my Discord server. Now that I am streaming every so often, we use direct challenges with my Discord server, so if you ever want to hang out and play some games with me, you'll definitely check out the Discord. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go and tap that like button, add a subscription to your mana pool, and cast a comment to the comment section down below. And until next time, all will be one. Something about a kangaroo court.